Quit trying to take the easy way out. There's absolutely no easy way in making your goals in regards to fitness and health easy. There's no way. There's no ways. This is CJ. This is Evolve Strong with CJ. I help you lose 10 pounds and 5 inches in 28 days. So I was told, and I think this is a great lesson. I think his name is Les Brown. He said, do that which is easy and life will be hard. Do that which is hard and eventually life will get easy. Let me repeat that again. Do that which is easy and life will be hard. Do that which is hard and life will eventually be easy. I think this is one of the truest statements that I have ever heard. And every time I try to get an easy way out, it always bites me in the ass. And let's just take, for example, and we're just going to talk about your wellness, your well-being. Yes, there are now pills that you could take that'll make you skinny. Absolutely, they will. And the moment you get off of those pills, you will balloon right back up. The long-term effects of these pills also are questionable. And let me just tell you why. If you are not handling the underlying reasons of why you are gaining the weight in the first place, and you just try to struggle with the easy way out, and I believe still very strongly that our inability to handle the stresses in life or the ways that we were brought up and that we just don't know are the main culprits for weight gain and an unhealthy lifestyle. For example, it is so easy for me during a stressful day to stop off at the Maverick gas station and get a cranberry fritter. It is so easy for me because I'm right around the corner from the Cumbre and I love IPA. I would love to just stop off, get a beer, chill out, go home, rest, right? It is so easy for me to not schedule a 5 a.m. in the morning and sleep in and, kind of get up on my own time. It is so easy for me to digress into habits that will cause harm in the long term. It's tough having your alarm go off at 4 o'clock and getting here at 5 a.m. and working out and kicking ass and getting your own ass work. It's hard after a stressful day to go home and make the right decisions to eat a good protein and some salad. It's hard trying to figure out how to burn off that excess stress before you go home with your partner and your family. It's fucking tough. It sucks. I get it. We all suffer from this condition. It's called a human condition and it's called life. And those of you on trajectories of getting to new levels in your life and not giving up, those struggles and those devils are going to be harder and harder and harder. And if you continue to do the things that are easy to get out of, to handle your stresses, to handle your weight gain, to handle all this stuff, you know what? Eventually it's going to bite you in the ass. And I'm the biggest culprit for a lot of that, especially, in business. When we were going through the hardest times in COVID, well, not necessarily because I was single, but I would go, I love Jeff Irway. He's a client of mine, and I'm not ragging on anybody who drinks, whose beer's their profession and stuff. What I am ragging on, though, are those individuals that find themselves with a beer belly and just bitch and complain about it and don't do anything about it. That's where I'm at. But during the COVID, I would go and buy a case of beer, and we'd just drink it here because it was so stressed. We were so stressed out. And I started getting into that habit, right? But thank goodness I met my partner. And I did drink and party a lot during the COVID, but now during these stressful times of us having to move locations, I find myself at a point where I want to digress into some of those unhealthy habits. But I know that if I just give myself a little leeway and do that, which is easy, it's going to come and slap me right back in the ass. And that's a huge thing. It's a huge deal. And the reason that this topic is coming up in my head is, recently I've seen just a couple of instances. I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but I've seen some individuals trying to go for that quick fix. And I'm just waiting for that other shoe to fall. And there's actually already someone who already had that happen. And you're trying to get a big gain without doing all of the underlying work. So you take a pill, you get super skinny, but you're not handling the stresses, man. And if you get off of that pill, you're going to balloon right back up. Also, if you're not working out, your muscles begin to atrophy. And then you start getting these skinny fats. And it's an interesting dynamic. Now, don't get me wrong. And I know Doc Jean-Marie and I have had a lot of debates on this. There are certain instances when you are guided by your medical professional and you have certain circumstances that, yes, trying to get that easy way is just fine. But if you're being told no, handle your damn stresses. Come on, guys. There is no silver bullet. There is no easy way out. You have to dedicate the time. You have to go through that BS and bullshit of sweating and getting out of breath and giving it your all in order to reap the benefits. You have to have sacrifice if you're going to lose the weight. You're going to have to be sore. You're going to have to, give up going out on a weekend or two. You're going to have to stop, weekday drinking. You're going to have to do a couple of 500 calorie days. You're going to have to do it. You're just going to have to push through in order to accomplish goals that you desire. I think I touched base on this last one about the 100-hour rule. And it's becoming more and more true the more that I read about this. If you spend 18 minutes a day for the rest of your life, or 18 minutes a day in 1 year, trying to accomplish something, whether say you're wanting to build your business and you spend 18 minutes a day of just marketing and calling and getting good at sales, guess what? You're going to be better than 95% of all the rest of the world at it. Can you imagine what happens if you dedicate an hour? Same thing with fitness, guys. Same thing with your well-being. Health, wealth, and relationships. Those are the three pillars that I try to focus on completely. And I really honed in and focused on my relationships with my partner. I am so happy for the first time in a very, very long time. And in regards to my health, I feel great. I actually feel all right. My knee is a little bit of a bummer, but it's called OMS, old man syndrome. And I know what I got to do. I got to roll out my piriformis. I got to have Cedric or Lisa, these guys, pull out my leg so that I can readjust my hips. I know what I got to do. But when I don't do it, my shit gets all fucked up. And that's a technical term. It's called FUBAR. Fucked up beyond all recognition, right? But I know what I need to do. But other than that, man, I'm at an okay weight. I could always have a room for improvement. My heart is good. I'm taking care of my T levels now with Doc Jean-Marie. I'm good in my health-wise. Now my focus solely and my focus strongly is my business, is Evolve. We got to get moving. We got to move to the new location. We are transitioning our service lines to where it's basically just shred, personal training, and very high-end membership. We're not going to be those Planet Fitness crunches, chooses. That's not us. That's not who we are. We are Evolve. We are programmatic, that guy. We're transitioning now to a long-term sustainable business model. And we've had to evolve, no pun intended. And we have to move, and we're doing it, and we're getting there. So, but there's no easy way. I'm going to piss off a couple people. Yeah. I'm probably not going to be friends with a lot of people. I'm going to have higher standards in regards to the way we're going with some of my team members. I'm going to have to, piss some people off, but it is what it is because I've been around now for 25 years in this industry. And the only way you survive is by adapting or evolving. See, like that? That's pretty good, huh? Same thing with you. As you age, you got to adapt. You got to change your ways. What you did at 20 years old or 30 years or 40 or 50, you're not going to be able to do in your 60s or 70s. I find that very, very true in my 40s now. What worked in my 20s and 30s isn't working. I have a lot more assets. I got a lot more bills these days in regards to paying some debt off so that when I'm 60 years old, I retire and I retire nicely, right? So you guys got 13 years left, 14 years with me, okay? All right. So I know what I need to do, and I have a huge plan, and I'm going to get there. All right. So, anyways, that's what I'm trying to get at with you guys today, and trying to relate that there's no easy way out. You got to do the fucking work. So just do it. Quit trying to find. If you spent more energy on actually doing the work than trying to figure out how to get out of it, you'd get where you needed to be. And remember, a marathon starts with one step forward. And a lot of you who are at a point in life where you need to take back your health, where you need to do something now in order to sustain a quality of life moving forward, take that first step. I'm here. 505-591-4700. 505-591-4700. The one thing I do ask of you guys, subscribe to this, please. That's all you got to do. Just subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. That's all I'm asking. That helps me out with some of the rankings that are going on out there. And thank you guys, man. Over 10,000 hits on a podcast. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for letting me come in. Thanks for listening to me. From my heart to yours, remember, start strong, stay strong, always be evolves, and utmost strong. Later, guys.